Are leadership and management the same thing? Can you be a good manager without being a good leader, or vice versa? If you've ever wondered about the difference between leadership and management, especially in the context of healthcare quality, you're in the right place. I'm Islam, and we are Quality Capsule. In today's session, we'll explore one of the foundational concepts for the CPHQ exam: leadership versus management. Let's dive in. To drive successful outcomes in healthcare quality, both strong leadership and solid management skills are essential. Think of them like peanut butter and jelly, good on their own, but far more effective together. While the two terms are often used interchangeably, their roles, mindsets, and impacts are distinct. Let's talk about management, because whether you realize it or not, management is truly the backbone of any organization. Managers are task-oriented. Their job is to make sure the mission is accomplished by focusing on the outputs and outcomes that matter. That means they assign tasks, delegate responsibilities, and ensure everything runs according to standard procedures, what we often call by the book. Now, don't get me wrong. Creativity and innovation are great, but for managers, the priority is structure, consistency, and control. Here are some of the key responsibilities of a manager. First, they plan and organize. Think of things like developing standard operating procedures or scheduling team activities. Next, they monitor performance. This often means tracking key performance indicators, or KPIs, to ensure targets are met. They solve operational issues, whether it's reducing defects, resolving bottlenecks, or improving turnaround time. And of course, they maintain compliance, which includes adhering to regulations, policies, or standards like ISO. In short, managers are the engine of the organization. They keep daily operations running smoothly, efficiently, and effectively, day in and day out. Now let's shift the focus to leadership, because if management is the backbone, then leadership is the heart that drives growth, vision, and culture. Leaders focus on people, not just performance. They inspire, they motivate, and they guide their teams toward a shared vision. What sets great leaders apart is how they communicate openly, welcome feedback, and genuinely see themselves as part of the team, not someone above it. Here are a few key traits that define strong leadership. They set strategic direction. For example, in a quality-driven environment, that might mean defining a bold, clear vision for excellence. They foster innovation, constantly encouraging continuous improvement and fresh thinking. They build a culture of excellence. In healthcare, that could look like promoting a deep commitment to patient safety and care quality. And most importantly, they motivate and empower their teams, not just to meet expectations, but to exceed them. So if you're trying to picture what a leader does, think of them as the North Star. They're not managing the day-to-day grind. They're guiding the organization toward long-term success, purpose, and impact. Let's break down the difference between leadership and management, because while they're both essential, they play very different roles in any organization. When we talk about leadership, we're really talking about vision and direction. Leaders focus on where we're going and why it matters. They're usually the ones inspiring change, challenging the status quo, and pushing for innovation. Their approach is transformational, meaning they aim to inspire people, motivate them, and align everyone with a bigger purpose. Now, contrast that with management. That's more about how we get things done. Managers are the ones focused on process, execution, and making sure everything runs smoothly. Their style is more transactional and procedural, ensuring consistency, order, and measurable outcomes. The goal of a leader is to drive alignment and spark change. The goal of a manager is to keep things stable and reliable. When it comes to style, leaders influence and inspire. They're often found motivating teams and encouraging new ideas. Managers, on the other hand, plan, measure, and direct. They're the architects of the process. Now, if we look at risk tolerance, leaders usually embrace uncertainty. They're more comfortable with innovation, even if that means stepping into the unknown. Managers, however, work to reduce risk. They build structures and systems to keep everything in control. And finally, when it comes to people, leaders empower. They invest in developing future leaders and fostering growth. Managers focus more on coordination, making sure everyone is in the right role doing the right tasks at the right time. So in summary, leadership sets the direction and inspires the journey, while management builds the road and keeps the wheels turning. Not all managers are leaders, and not all leaders are managers, but the best healthcare quality professionals know how to balance both. So how can you become a great leader? Reflect on your strengths and values. Practice empathy and active listening. Cultivate a vision and share it passionately. Seek feedback and remain open to change. Continuously build your leadership muscle through real-life application. Leadership is not about a title. It's about impact, influence, and inspiration. Remember, great quality professionals don't just follow procedures. They lead change, empower teams, and drive continuous improvement. Empowering quality professionals, one capsule at a time. This is your Quality Capsule, where quality meets career growth.